Hello. Okay, I'm so excited as we are going live today. I will be waiting for some people to jump on as I set up my Instagram. So just give me a second. Only me and you. Okay, dokie. Hello, my love. Welcome to a live. This is Renee Sarah Lim coming to you live on my personal page on my Instagram. If this is the first time you've ever caught me live in your entire life, please say hi. And if you are catching the replay, put in the comment section where you are tuning in from, what city you're from, because I would love to know where you're tuning in from. So today I will be talking a lot about the neuroscience of love, the neuroscience of how to manifest that partner, and more specifically, self-love. Hello, say hi as you're jumping on. I'm so excited to share with and be with you today because it's actually the most beautiful day ever. Look at the mountains in the background. It's absolutely incredible. So today I wanted to really dive deep into understanding the science of love and understanding how to rewire your brain around finding that partner and really having a lot of fun throughout the process. So, throughout dating, throughout relationships. And I know you've probably seen this change in my content. Hello, as you're jumping on, please say hi. I know you've probably seen a lot of change in my content where I used to speak a lot about subconscious rewiring in business and money, and I've pivoted a lot to relationships and love. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? So, 6 months ago, it was Christmas time, and we were sitting around the table and we were talking as a group, and the question came up, what is more important, money or men? And I, hands up, straight up said, money. And I think that is such a funny story because now that I look back and throughout this year, throughout my journey, so much has changed, right? Drop an emoji in the chat as you're saying, as you're coming on. But so much has changed because the questions that we ask, hello, hi Razio, I'm so happy you're here. The questions that we ask in our 90s, say, you've created a family, you've had grandkids, and your grandkids come to visit you, are the questions that you should be asking in your 20s, your 30s, earlier on in life. And the reason I was so focused on career and money was due to a trauma response. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into it because I want to share with you the neuroscience of manifesting love, because that's what you're here for. So thank you so much for being here. Now, I would love for you to drop your questions in the comment section as you jump on. If you have any questions around dating, around love, because I would love to be able to share them with you. So, first and foremost, we need to understand our attachment style. Do you know what your attachment style is in love? Okay, because I can guarantee you your attachment style is going to be so crucial to understanding yourself and understanding how to communicate your needs to the person you're dating and also to your future partner or the partner that you are currently seeing and supporting right now. Okay, understanding what your attachment style, because for example, if you are an anxious attachment style, which means that if you deep down feel tense and you feel the need to have external validation from people outside of you. So if you're not getting a text back, if you're not getting validation from the person that you're seeing, you will feel very anxious and you will feel like you have lost a sense of self. You lose this confidence in self. And what happens is that you start to attract avoidant people because we are mirrors of each other. We are reflections of each other. So anxious typically tend to attract avoidant counterparts. And if you're an avoidant tends to be someone who has the subconscious fear of love. So, fear of intimacy. And if you fear love deep down, you will attract that anxious partner. Okay. The subconscious fear of the anxious attachment style is the fear of abandonment. The subconscious fear of the avoidant attachment style is the fear of love. And then we've got the fearful disorganized. The fearful disorganized is got to do with the fear of rejection. That's your subconscious fear. Okay. So, first and foremost, understanding what your attachment style is and knowing because our brain is neuroplastic that we have the ability to shape and mold it, it means that we have the ability to change our patterns in dating. Okay. You guys, I've had the most fun dating this year. And if you've known my story, you knew that I was dating really, really toxic men. And nowadays, the men that I date and my dating life is so much fun. I am always picked up by an Uber driver or, they pick me up. Dinner is always paid for, no questions asked. I made sure that if I'm walking down the stairs, because I'm always wearing heels, the man makes sure that he's holding my back or holding my arm to get down the stairs safely. Another thing is, I feel like I'm treated with respect. I feel like I'm treated like a woman. And this was all due to rewiring my brain. And the truth is, when it comes to manifesting an amazing dating life, manifesting and attracting a healthy masculine man or woman, and yes, Ben, you're more than welcome to send me a DM. I'll see if I can get back to you depending on what your needs are. The manifestations or the things that you attract in your life are based on the beliefs that you hold in your brain. Okay? So to rewire your brain and understanding neuroscience is to understand that everything that you see and that you tolerate in your life right now is due to your own subconscious patterns. Okay. So we know that from ages 0 to 7, we are consistently being programmed, and obviously all our life. And every time you carry an emotional response in your body or in a story that you see or something happens in your life and you feel very strongly about it. So a breakup, for example, your parents' divorce, for example, your parents fighting, right? Maybe it's a movie, a really beautiful romantic comedy, or perhaps it's, oh, hello, Michelle, so good to see you. It's something along to do with your the people in your life, and you see them fight or whatever, right? Anything that creates an emotional response in your body will be stored into long-term memory, right? So when it comes to changing our patterns, when it comes to changing our patterns in dating and in love, we have to look at rewiring the subconscious mind. Now, men and women are wired very, very differently. I want to speak to the women here because as women, we are more intuitive. We have this ability to connect to our intuition. We have this ability to connect to our womb space. We have feminine energy, which has this beautiful nature that is magnetic. And I can tell you a quick secret that women are actually more powerful. I wouldn't say we're more powerful than men, but we have a very powerful energy, which is the feminine energy, which is magnetizing. Okay, drop an emoji in the chat if you agree or you resonate with it. All good if you don't. Take what resonates with you, take what doesn't resonate with you. I always tell this to my clients. Okay, so the way that men and women are wired are very different. And women have this magnetic feminine energy. And I want to trace back to what I was saying around manifesting self-love. I can see the emojis in the chat. Manifesting self-love and manifesting your man or your date to treat you like a princess, because that's who you should be. That's how you should be treated. And I'm talking like he's paying for everything. He's always making sure that you feel like an actual queen. Anything that you want or anything that you need, it's given to you on a silver platter. Because you know how to set standards and you know how to set boundaries, and because you love yourself. That self-love is so magnetic. You loving who you are is so incredibly magnetic, right? And because you understand from, say, for example, as you're younger, we have all these beliefs that we pick up from a very young age, and that's why we have certain uh, experiences in life right now that are not supportive of our goals, of the dream relationship that we want. And I want you to really reflect about all the beliefs that you picked up from mom and dad, okay? Because your subconscious takes it as fact, and it takes it as this are the beliefs and this is what I saw growing up. So this is my truth, okay? I want you to get, if you want to do this exercise, do it as homework, because I'm not going to, I won't be here to spend 10 minutes with you as you all write down your beliefs. I want to make sure that I can give you as much value as I can right now in the next couple of minutes. So after this live ends, I would love for you to write down all your beliefs, everything that you believe about love, everything that you believe about yourself in relation to love. It can be yourself in relation to men, it can be yourself in relation to relationships. So, for example, I'll tell you some stories or tell you some examples that I had as I was growing up. I didn't trust men because the masculine in my life hurt me physically, emotionally, and it was really, really tough. I did not trust men for absolutely nothing. My heart was like closed off, and I was terrified. And I carried a lot of fear in my body. Now, I want you to write down after this live, I want you to write down all your beliefs around men, around love, around relationships. Do you feel safe to trust men? Do you feel like men are loyal to you? Do you feel like men cherish you? Do you feel like men respect you? Do you respect men? Are you loyal to men? Do you trust men? Do you feel safe around men? Right? Drop a comment to, if you resonate with anything I'm saying. I don't trust men ever. Well, that's the first step there. And we have to look, yeah, most women don't trust men. And we have to look at that. That's the programming that we picked up. Because I can guarantee you, the moment I rewired my brain to trust men, the men that came into my life blew my mind. They were so beautiful, like these healthy masculine men that were just so admirable. So admirable. Never in my life have I, and prior to that, I thought I didn't see men as admirable. I didn't love them. I didn't trust them. My body felt tense and scared around them. Okay. And after doing this work, yeah, they are trustworthy men. Yeah, Amira, I would love for you to write in the chat. I'm working towards trusting men. I am working towards trusting men. And the reason why we want to change this perception or rewire the belief is because your relationship with the masculine, which is men or God or anything that you feel like is a providership in your life, for example, money, they go hand in hand. If we it tends to happen is if we have a challenging relationship with men, we will also have a challenging relationship with money. Okay? And the reason is due to its energies. I'll go into feminine and masculine energies perhaps in a different live, but today's live will really be talking about the more of the neuroscience around love and how to rewire your brain. So first and foremost, when I can understand that first, whenever we think a thought, whenever we create a behavior, whenever we read a certain book, we are creating new neural networks in the brain. So growing these sprouts like the ends of tree trunks. And these ends of tree trunks, what will happen is that it will continue reinforcing itself, these tree trunks, every time we repeat that certain thought. So emotion and repetition is what programs the subconscious mind. Okay, and we know that the subconscious mind is wide open when we are about to go to sleep and when we are waking up. So when we are going from alpha to theta and theta to alpha, slow wave brain state. Now, when we are reaching those slower brainwave states is when we can access the subconscious. So if you're repeating these affirmations or visualizations tied with emotion, because dopamine, which is a neurochemical in the brain, your feel good hormones, and it gets tied to those thought patterns, what will tend to happen is it will strengthen them even more. Okay. Now, what I want to preface is that affirmations, visualizations, all those things are great, but if your body and your nervous system is super dysregulated, especially from the masculine energy, or it feels really unsafe going on dates, or it feels really unsafe to love again, to open up your heart, it feels really unsafe to be in your body, you can affirm until you are blue in the face, but it doesn't matter. You have to clear the underlying belief first. You have to look within your nervous system and release the stored energy in the body. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay. Our body holds on to energy and trauma. Our body holds on to stories of the past. If there was a lot of emotional charge tied with it. This is the problem that people have when it comes to manifestation. This is the problem people have when it comes to money, when it comes to love. You have to regulate your nervous system. You have to regulate your nervous system again and again and again to feel safe, to feel calm around men, relationships, love. And when you do that clearing work, which by the way, it's all in my neuromanifestation course, which you can get at the top of my Instagram page, I highly recommend you get into it because it teaches you exactly how to clear all this stuck energy that's been in the body, how to install new beliefs that is in the body, right? And when you start to install certain beliefs into the body, for example, you start to believe that love is safe, that you deserve healthy love that communicates to you like a man that you deserve to respect you, to choose you, to cherish you, to give you the world and treat you like a queen. That's what you'll begin to see in your life. Okay. And as you start to reinforce these certain thought patterns again and again and again, as you start to reinforce them, what will happen is that that's when the manifestation uh, occurs. Manifestation has a science behind it. It is your brain being rewired. Everything that you do in your life rewires your brain. I won't say everything, but obviously you are the computer, the supercomputer, and you're also the coder, the programmer, the computer itself executing its programs. And you are also responsible for the nutrition of the computer. So when I say the fuel for the computer, right? How well you eat, how well are you meditating, how are you exercising, right? How well are you taking care of your mental diet? Because it's what you eat, yes, that's important because there is the gut and brain connection. Science has shown us that we do have neurons not just in our gut but in our heart as well, so your heart can think. And so the diet, everything, it's everything is so interconnected, so I can't, that's why I'm like in 10 million places at once, because you need to take care of every single aspect of your life. If your business is not doing well, have a look at maybe what's going on in your relationships. I can guarantee you everything is interconnected. And so the diet that you're feeding yourself mentally, what content are you consuming? Because that's programming your brain. What music are you listening to? That's programming your brain. And you don't realize it, but how much do you remember the lyrics of certain songs that you don't even consciously listen to? You can sing Dua Lipa so easily, but I have never Googled Dua Lipa, right? That's not my favorite artist, but I know all her songs. I know how to sing all her songs. Why is that? Because we are so easily programmable. And then there are people going to sleep with scrolling on their phones, with watching the news. My love, if you take away anything from today, is knowing that you are in complete control of how to rewire your brain, of how to program your reality, program your life by reprogramming your subconscious mind. But it does take, you do have to create that level of awareness and create that environment for yourself. If you don't love yourself, right? Why is it that you don't love yourself? You can do this through going into hypnosis and going through all those moments as a child, and figuring out, why do I feel like I don't feel I'm deserving or worthy of love, of a healthy love? I was, so just drop a emoji in the chat. I want to know who's here. But I was at an AI tech conference last year. I don't know if you've seen, but I was invited to speak on stage with people from Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all these big tech companies. And I was in the back room having lunch and sitting with some of the speakers. And one of this one speaker, he was from, I can't remember exactly where he was from, what country he was from, but he came from Nokia. And he was speaking about Nokia, the phone, remember those old phones? And we were having lunch together, and we were talking about, I was teaching about the rewiring of the brain, and talking about relationships, and talking about my experience, because I've grown up with really toxic relationships all my life until I started doing this work. And he's like this 40-year-old, maybe mid 40s, maybe late 40s, man. And he says to me, toxic relationships, aren't they just normal? And I can't stop thinking about that, because I was like, what? What do you mean, are they normal? They're not normal. They're not normal. Like, I maybe they're normal in the outside world, right? Where there is some level of abuse or narcissism or gaslighting or more separation and segregation between men and women. That's why I'm going to come on here probably weekly. And I'm so happy that you're still here, by the way. Drop an emoji if you're still here. I want to know who's here. But I want to come on here every single Monday. So, put your notifications on so I can jump on and talk more about how to really rewire the brain. And next week, I'll probably talk about feminine and masculine energies. But as you start to reinforce through emotion and repetition that you are deserving, that you are worthy. Now, the reason why affirmations may not work is because if your body remembers all the past trauma and the past conditioning. So you can use affirmations and buy affirmations, but it's like if you don't believe it, if you don't say it and it sparks this energy and this excitement within your body, then you're speaking affirmations into thin air, right? When I spent 1 year to get rid of my trauma and finally stop listening to music before sleep, a huge difference. How exciting! That's amazing. That is amazing. Because, for example, I can share a little bit about how I have been controlling my environment. Well, first and foremost, I don't listen to any sort of music that, I mean, that's a lie. I love Spanish music, reggaeton, if anyone knows. Uh, that is, if you know the lyrics, if you understand Spanish, the lyrics is pretty graphic. When I started speaking Spanish, I was quite shocked. But anyway, the music that you listen to, I don't watch the news. The content I consume and the people I follow, if you notice that I only follow like under 150 people on my Instagram. The content I consume on anything, I don't watch Netflix. If the music I listen to, the people I spend my time with, and you can set this boundary. For example, how do you notice the conversations that you have with your friends? If your friends and your family speak about relationships in a bad light, if they consistently complain about their partner, if they consistently complain about men and there are no good men out there and there are no good women out there, that's what you will confirm to yourself. Because remember, repetition and emotion programs the brain, right? So if you want to consistently be a conscious creator of your dating life and of your love life, can you start finding evidence in your waking reality by this podcast is literally an infinite resource on the internet of healthy love, healthy masculine figures, healthy feminine figures, and consistently program your brain to see that in your life. And what will happen, okay, so we have in our brain what we call the reticular activating system. And this is a network of neurons in the brain that filters out what we pay attention to. Okay, so for example, if you are consistently rewiring your brain and being consistent and conscious about your thought patterns, about what you're paying attention to, what content you are consuming, you will start to notice in your waking reality, in your eyes, healthy men or healthy relationships, or that love is truly worthy, deserving of you. And you'll start to see it because your reticular activating gets activated. It filters out and notices what you give attention to. The reticular activating system, in simple terms, is whenever you want to buy a certain pair of shoes, or you go on Pinterest, you look at everyone's with red nails, you look at a certain brand of car, and then suddenly that car appears up everywhere in your life. So that is the beauty of the reticular activating system. And to be able to activate it, you want to set very clear goals, clear actionable goals, that in terms of love and dating. So I've got just so much to talk about, but I'll probably I'm probably going to leave it off from here. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comment section. But in the next coming weeks, there will be talks about the feminine and masculine energy. There's going to be a lot of conversation around setting boundaries and standards. There's going to be a lot of conversation around how to set clear goals and beliefs um, around love and relationships. And then that way we can do some rewiring as well. So it'll be you and me, we can do some EFT tapping. So EFT tapping is a great way to rewire the subconscious mind. We can do some EFT tapping around that, which is going to be so much fun because then we can single-handedly in that moment rewire our subconscious mind together, right? Drop an emoji if that is exciting for you and you want that. Okay. So I would love for you to have a notification on for every Monday around this time. We're going to go live either on my Instagram or on my YouTube. If you want to learn how to rewire your subconscious mind and regulate your nervous system to use neuroscience to manifest more love and more money into your life, you need to get into the Rewire Manifestation course, which is in the link. It's a new course and it's on right now with the early bird. You can use the early bird code, which is Neuro, Neuro, in order to get at the early bird discount before prices rise. I'm so excited to have you in there. And the next people that join will have a free one-on-one session with myself. So you'll get a free 30-minute session with myself, which is usually valued at so a 1 hour session is valued at $500. So you'll get a free 30-minute session with myself, which is going to be so incredibly valuable. And we can go into a one-on-one, your love life or the beliefs of your money and rewire that together. So if you have any other questions, please drop them in the comment section. Head into the Neuro Manifestation course for enrollment. I'll be so excited to see you in there. And I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. And I'll see you next Monday. Bye.